Hi, everybody. This is Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films. And that intro, in case you are joining us more recently, was a series of little segments or clips that were at the beginning or the end of a film. And those segments are there for the processing lab that's processing the film to kind of do a quick check to see if the film is actually okay. Are the skin tones okay? Are the shadows okay? Are the brights okay? So at first they were called China girls, which doesn't make any sense because they weren't girls and they weren't Chinese. Supposedly, and this is all anecdotal, there was a woman who shot a bunch of these, and she had a kind of a Chinese dress on that was very ornate, and I have some ones of that. But since then, we've called them leader ladies because that makes more sense because it's predominantly ladies. Although in that intro, you saw a couple of dudes in there too, and it's not just color. We found black and white ones. There's an Instagram, what is it? Channel that basically has still images that we contribute to regularly that when we find stuff. So some of you watched me on the Found Footage Festival Tournament last night, and I lost, and I am fine with that because I kind of counted on losing. I knew that it was going to be skewed heavy Midwestern men, so I included a mime and a guy at a party, a black guy at a party who went potty and did not wash his hands and spread hepatitis to everybody via the potato chips. I figured I'd mix it up a little bit. Anyways, I know what you're thinking. It's been a while since I've seen some UCLA crash footage from the late 50s and early 60s. Here's a Charles Cahill film. I think I've shown this a long time ago. It's called Red Light Return, and it's missing the title, unfortunately, but it's got some great footage, and the setup is so good. So here it is, Red Light Return. Enjoy.
Well, maybe it isn't quite, but with the power accessories and automatic features of the modern car, to say nothing of our non-stop highways, some people don't pay nearly enough attention to the business of driving. Driving 4 miles an hour doesn't seem dangerous. But dangling 78 feet in mid-air does. Most people, casual drivers, have little conception of the forces at work during an auto collision. If we were to cut the cable and let the car drop, it would develop about 40 miles per hour terminal velocity. Let's try it and see what happens. Don't worry, we got the driver out, electric razor and all. But in most collisions, the people stay with it. How can cars and motoring be made safer for passengers?
This is the work of the Institute of Transportation and Traffic Engineering of the University of California. These researchers have conducted some of the most thorough auto crash studies ever made. One of the variables in the current series of experiments involves the testing of different types of safety glass. Cars traveling at 40 miles an hour will impact stationary vehicles. The tests are designed to further the experts' knowledge of many collision factors. especially for us, they will help to show why passengers so often ride back to the hospital with red light returns from crashes at speeds that may not seem excessive. In any auto collision experiment, it is the motorist we are really concerned with. This includes you and your family. But you can't be crash tested. Your proxies or sit-ins are mannequins that can be torn, gouged, and broken like people. They are called anthropometric dummies. The trauma-indicating child dummies are designed to simulate injuries or death. Some children will wear belts or harness. Some will not. The adult dummies will not use seat belts. At the conclusion of each crash, some of the findings will be checked on the spot. The bulk of the instrument recordings will require months for evaluation. But the answers we require about injuries and how to prevent them will be available at once. After weeks of preparation, the first experiment is ready to go.
It looks like it's about -5 minutes.
This is -2 minutes.
That's base. We're ready to go.
This is -1 minute.
Car down here, so as soon as you wind up, come on down.
This is -30 seconds.
Flash bulb installed. Okay.
Commence, run.
Over 20 cameras, operating at different speeds, view the crash from various angles. During the course of the program of experiments, it becomes obvious that two types of injuries, often fatal, even at city street speeds, can be avoided. The first involves passengers thrown from the car and dragged on the pavement. For emphasis as to what can happen, we will repeat the action. Even when such accidents are not fatal, the injury possibilities are obvious. And the really painful part, it can be prevented. After you have fastened your seatbelt, lock your door, and your passengers should lock theirs as well. This greatly increases its resistance to being forced open and can save your life or the lives of your family. With this simple extra precaution, you save yourself from hitting the street. Now, to save you from hitting your car with your face or head, you may think of yourself as being surrounded by metal. You're not. There is a 90% chance that in a collision you will impact glass. Here is what happens with conventional laminated windshield safety glass. At impacts of from about 15 miles per hour and up, the glass will break out in a circular hole where your head strikes it. The edges of the hole flex. Your head goes on through. The glass bubble retracts with a collaring effect that entraps your head. When the reaction hurls you back, the flexible perimeter of the hole becomes a jagged weapon of lethal intensity. The best way to avoid this is to stay alert every second as you drive. And remember, impacts at even relatively low speeds can be fatal. In experiment number 82, the striking car's windshield was made up of several different layers of safety glass and plastic. The test results were encouraging. On impact, the dummies did not penetrate the glass. Although the outside sheet cracked, the inside was so flexible it did not crack. There were no lacerations. As we have said, the terminal velocity experienced in a 40 miles per hour crash is identical to dropping a car 78 feet. If you do become involved in a collision, perhaps through no fault of your own, the only thing that can prevent you from hitting the windshield is your safety belt. But even the best belt can't do any good if it isn't fastened or is not fastened properly. Pull up the belt snugly. Wear it across the hips. After a car is 2 years old, check all the belts. At least the driver's belt may need replacing. The university engineers will be evaluating instrument data for months. But there is one result that will be obvious to anyone right now. Car bodies hold up well in all but the worst crashes. Human bodies do not hold up well unless they are restrained by belts or harness. Already we know these experiments can begin having results right now. Every hour of every day. On every road, street, and highway in the country. Each time we eliminate just one more red light return.
The Auto Dismantlers Association of America, California. I'm sure they have a crazy newsletter, and their convention in Sacramento every year was a blowout. Yeah, so Cahill did a lot of films using that footage, the UCLA crash test footage. It shows up a lot. It's really beautiful footage. I think maybe Prelinger Archives has some of that raw footage. It might also be on California Revealed, which was this amazing project where they reached out to all these archives in California and had them digitized, had grants to help digitize the stuff. So it was pretty great. Let's whiplash ourselves to the 80s. This film is made by the same people who made Who Do You Tell and some other films. I think also What to Do and some other. Oh, my hot dogs are ready. Ooh. And so this is very much in keeping with that 80s vibe of what do you talk to kids about in the 80s. And it is Just Say No. And it has a rap. So I'm very excited about that. Enjoy.
Your world began to grow from the moment you were born. At first, your world was very small, consisting primarily of your mother and father. It soon grew to include neighbors, friends, and relatives. Soon you were traveling to visit your grandparents and experiencing many new people and places. Then, when you started school, your world became much larger. When you got older, you were able to travel independently, and your world grew more and more. At the same time, so did the pressures to smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol, take drugs, and engage in other negative behaviors. It's a complicated issue, but fortunately, there's a simple solution. Just say no.
Little Ronnie Walker was nobody's fool. He had it all together walking home from school. He could stay out of trouble, he could use his feet. He knew what to do when he walked down the street. But then one day, something he found, picked it right up and looked all around. He knew it was a reefer or a joint or a J, and he thought, should I keep it or throw it away? He puzzled and he wondered with a couple of shrugs. He said, why do people want to take drugs?
Kids come to school, they see their friends do it, so they suspect, okay, I'm gonna do it because my friend does it.
A reason that many people take drugs is to hide their problems. They need to hide their problems from themselves, and that's the only way that they can forget them.
They're just unhappy. They feel like life's not worth living, so they're gonna go out and get real high, and that just makes them feel better. And it just takes all their worries off of them, and they don't have to worry about going to school or anything. They just stay at home or go to their friend's house and get high, and just like take all the pain away, all the pressures away, so they won't have to worry about nothing.
I think people want to take drugs because to fit in, and if people ask them to take drugs and they say no, they'll call them names or something, say that they're chickens. I think people take drugs to act cool or do what their friends do.
Since their friends do it, they say like, that ain't nothing happening to them, so why should something happen to me? So they just go off and try it anyway, end up getting hooked.
Hooked is the word for it. Because when a fish sees bait in the water, he usually has no idea there's a painful hook inside. Smart fish know what to do. Just say no.
Now, little Ronnie Walker made up his mind. He was just about to toss away his fine. Because like I said, he was no fool. He learned about drugs when he was in school. But Tony came along with a different idea. Said, pass that joint right over here. I'll split it with you 50-50 right now. If you don't know how to smoke it, I'll show you how. But all Ronnie could say was a great big butt. He had a queasy little feeling down in his gut.
Well, if you're around your friends and they ask you to take drugs and you don't take them, then you feel kind of like you're out of the group.
Some of the pressures are is when people, like, they have problems with, like, social problems, and if they need money, and then it just seems like drugs would fit in with everything for selling and make you feel good.
Probably one of the main pressures is because it's so socially acceptable, and it seems like some of my best friends, you know, just, like, smoke pot every once in a while or something, and they ask you, hey, you want to do it or something, and it just seems like, well, if I don't, they're going to think I'm such an idiot, and if I do, who knows what can happen.
Well, I think one reason is probably because there's so many drug commercials on for prescription drugs these days.
If I want to take drugs, I'd be cool. I say, well, I'm already cool. I don't need to take drugs to make up my mind, because I say I'm my own person. I do my own thing, and one of them's not taking drugs. It's going to school and getting my education.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right up. Now, come this way. See the amazing cigarette. So what if they'll kill you? See how good you'll look holding one. Now, right over here, we have another wonder chemical, alcohol. It's a depressant. It's a poison. It comes in many shapes and sizes just for you. Of course, we have a few other goodies if you're interested in having a real good time. You want to step inside, little lady? Ronnie and Tony were talking it out and heard their friend Luis cry out. He said, "What you got there? Let me see that thing." And when checked it out, he began to sing. Said, "Stuff smells good, and with any luck, we ought to be able to make a buck. We'll cut it with twigs and a sucker we'll find." That wasn't what Ronnie ever had in mind.
Well, if someone asked me to help them sell drugs at school, I would say, well, that would sound, I mean, making money sounds great, but not selling drugs.
You're not doing yourself any favors by doing it. It's much easier to get a regular job, and you're certainly not doing your friends who if you're going to sell drugs to your friends, they can't be that much your friends, or you wouldn't do that to them.
The temptation to make money selling drugs is very real, but so is the danger it does in the long run. Next time, it might be your neighbor, your best friend, your little sister or brother.
Now, Jake came along and joined the crowd. When he saw the joint, he cried out loud, "What you got there? We don't know for sure. It could be junk, or it might be pure. Well, maybe we should run us a little test using a guinea pig. Would be best. Here comes Norton. Let's give him a try. See if it makes him sick or gets him high."
Some people, when they take drugs, they know that it's going to hurt themselves, and a lot of the time they take it because they don't care about themselves. But when they take it, they aren't thinking about anybody else. They don't realize what could happen. What about your best friends and your family?
My cousin, he took drugs for a couple of years, and he went crazy for a while. But he is getting better, but he still was crazy. He couldn't do things. He talking about things from outer space and all that, because he took so much drugs.
Just not making them want to go to school, come to class late, fighting with the teacher, constantly getting suspended from school, and just starting fights around the school for no apparent reason at all. Just a lot of things that drugs do to people today.
Well, when you take drugs, it's just like you're just totally ruining your life, because once you take them, your brain gets screwed up, and then at school you aren't going to do any good, and once it gets noticed, friends aren't going to hang around you anymore, and you're just going to be all alone, and it'll be like you don't even have a family or a friend. You're the only one who exists in your life.
It harms yourself and your family because it tears your family apart, and it harms yourself because it fries your brain, and you never think about anything else but drugs.
Unfortunately, bodies are where the trouble starts, but not where it ends. Initially, every cell in your body is negatively affected by the abuse of drugs, including cigarettes and alcohol. In time, this can lead to heart attacks, lung cancer, cirrhosis of the liver, and permanent brain damage, just to name a few. So naturally, after a while, you're not going to feel so great. And if you're not feeling well, it's going to affect your entire family. And if your family is affected, so is your community. Eventually, the whole country suffers. And if one country suffers, the whole world suffers.
Norton, my man, young Jake should say, "We've got some dope for you today." Norton shook his head real calm and slow, looked him in the eye and just said no. "I like myself just like I am. I want no part of your drug-filled plan. The stuff that's going to drag me low, I've made up my mind to just say no."
Yeah, if it's one of your friends that are asking you to take drugs, you should just say no and walk away, and don't call or hang around those friends anymore, because they're not your friends if they're going to ask you to take drugs.
If your friends are taking drugs and they offer it to you, then you can say no and feel good about yourself and find other things that you can make yourself feel good about.
Well, I think that one reason after you stated that you don't want to, it's kind of good to say something on a different subject or something that you'd rather do that's goes by the law or whatever. Like let's go to the mall or something.
You should always do what your mind or your thoughts tell you to do. Never do what do what someone else tells you to do because you know what's right for you.
Most people, they just think about all the good things that drugs will do, but you have to think about the bad things and just realize that it's not a good thing to do.
You should just kind of knock it first and say that's stupid, or I just don't want to get into it, or I don't feel comfortable with it.
Well, when you say no, you shouldn't say no like that. You should say no and make it firm. So when they'll get the picture that you do not want to take this and you get away from me, because if you just say it quietly, they're going to keep on bugging you about it.
The best way to get out of trouble is to never get into it. Making a commitment to yourself to just say no to drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes is a big step in assuring yourself of a bright future.
Ronnie really liked what Norton had to say. Norton said to Ronnie, if you're going my way, why don't you come along? It's just down the street. The Just Say No Club is just about to meet. You can see all the fun that self-respect brings. We're not tied down by negative things. It's the place to be if you like who you are. It's a club full of people who plan to go far.
The Just Say No Club has told me that I have the privilege to say no to drugs.
The Just Say No Club it helps people to say no, because when you have a lot of other friends saying no, then it's a lot easier for you to say no. And it's good for a person who's not very strong-willed to join the Just Say No Club so they can have other friends who are saying no also, which makes it easier for them.
Okay, Just Say No Club keeps you off the street from getting involved with drugs, with different activities for you to do with your school or just with the club. The reason why I joined Just Say No Club is because I don't want to be out there on the streets and like them other dope dealers. I want to grow up and be somebody.
The Just Say No Club has showed me that other kids are saying no too, and that you shouldn't feel embarrassed because other people aren't doing it, that other people are saying no, and that you shouldn't feel left out.
I think the Just Say No Club has helped me to say no, not to just say no, but to say no to drugs and help your friends to say no.
Just saying no. It almost sounds too simple. Can it really work? Yes, it can. Just Say No clubs and other groups like them are proving it every day. The tide is turning in a very positive direction.
Now Ronnie joined a club that's on the go, knows who they are and how to say no. They've got no time for drugs and stuff. They know that road is long and tough. A brighter future they can see, filled with positivity, with clearer minds and open hearts. Just Say No is just the start.
You don't have to be part of the crowd. Be who you are and stand up proud. Say no, no. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no. You don't have to act like a great big star. You can be a hero. Be who you are. Say no. No. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no. Don't listen to anyone else. All you got to do is be yourself. You got everything inside of you. Have faith in yourself. Your dreams will come true. Say no. No. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no. You don't have to be part of the crowd. Be who you are and stand up proud. Say no. No. Just say no. Just say no. No. Just say no. Don't listen to anyone else. All you got to do is be yourself.
So, as a son of a drug educator, my dad was a drug educator in the 70s and kind of stopped in the 80s because he moved on. This is before Just Say No. This is Nancy Reagan in some sort of campaign. And so this film was made probably to capitalize on that. And, keep in mind, these films were made to make money. So the message is one thing, but it's really about convincing schools to rent or buy your film to show. And so I think they said, well, this is a campaign that we can capitalize on, and here's a film, and we can offer it up to whoever. What school is going to be talking about drug stuff? But there's some toe tapping stuff in there. I put a link to Ed Bogus, who is the person who did the music. And what was the year on this? That's a weird thing. 92? Is that what we're seeing? Wait. Yeah. Say no to using this copyrighted film. All right, I'm back. All right, so this film is cut to hell, but it leads into the next film that I'm going to show. So I'm going to show it, and I think I have a better copy of this, which we will track down and scan at some point. But this was an AT&T film called Tom, Dick, and Harriet. And so whoever I got this from, I think it was Basement Films in Albuquerque, they had multiple copies, and so this one they cut up. And it says it on the can. It says copy C. And I think I saw that there was a full version. So I apologize for showing this, but boy, this film features some people that you know, or you should know. Here's Tom, Dick, and Harriet. It's missing the title. It's missing some of the guts. It's missing the ending. But it's still got some class scenes. Enjoy.
I'll be sitting pretty back in Kansas City when the sun goes down. Kansas City, that's the town. Oh, yes, that wonderful town.
You didn't eat all your pie.
Yeah, I know.
Can I get you some more coffee?
No, thanks.
You sure you don't want something else?
Nope, not a thing.
Oh. You a stranger here in town?
Well, sort of.
Me too. Sure gets lonesome, don't it? I thought maybe you were, waiting around. You know, I get through at 8.
Is that clock right?
Oh, no. That's always been 5 minutes slow.
Well, then it's 6 o'clock.
I know, I'm sick too.
Hello? Just
Fond du Lac.
Fond a minute. It's for you, long distance. Fond du Lac.
Hello? What are you wearing right now? Think about you all the time. You miss me?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm right here, Emily. Yes.
Yes. Look, you know I love you and you love me. Life's no fun when we're not together. Oh, honey, say yes and see how good it sounds.
I just told her your selling points.
I'm working on something, but I'll know by next Friday. I'll call you then, right after 6, okay?
Wait a minute. Mary wants to talk to you. Be right back then. Yeah.
Hello, Emily. Wonderful news.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you're wonderful. What's so exciting?
It's Aunt Emily.
Yeah.
She sold the farm.
Oh, that's wonderful. It is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Believe me.
Sure it is.
Well, that was Harriet. She just came in.
Yes.
Yeah, just a minute. She wants to talk to you.
Be right back. It's Harriet.
Aunt Em? Yes.
What am I wearing? Do you remember that blue and green polka dot dress? You've seen it a dozen times. Well, yes. Oh, Tom, it does sound good. It sounds just right. Coming home.
I'm not sure yet. Goodbye, honey.
I just heard.
It was fun.
Oh, you bet it is. You know, you could never get this with a letter, could you?
Hello? I'll tell her as soon as she comes in.
Someone left the lights on up there again. I turned them off.
Okay, dear.
Oh, there's no use burning lights, so we don't need. Who was that on the phone?
Kansas City calling Harriet.
Kansas City again, huh? Tom, I suppose.
I expect.
Must cost that boy a pretty penny. I don't know, young fellas, they got
think
all
it's worth it to talk to our daughter.
Yes, I know, but every couple of days?
Is that Aunt Emily's letter?
Yeah, that's Aunt Emily's letter. Sometimes I wonder what gets into women. Here, she writes me a letter.
Now, dear, I can understand she feels she's been left with all the responsibility.
But she's right there. We're 700 miles away. I can't sell the farm from here.
Garber buys it. You've nothing to worry about.
I know, but now he wants to know about the wood lot.
He saw the place.
Yes, but he didn't get back to the woods. Well, I'll just drop him a note and tell her to tell him that we've got a good wood lot.
Dear?
No, a letter will get there tomorrow or the next day.
Maybe there'll be other questions. And anyway, it'll make Aunt Emily feel better,
No, I'll just put it in a letter. I've just got time to write it before the boys get here, and... Oh, hello, darling.
Hello, dear. Oh, you have a letter here from Dick.
He writes you regularly, doesn't he? He doesn't spend his money on long distance.
Did Tom phone again?
It's probably him. You're supposed to call operator 621 Kansas City.
I'll get it in my room. Kansas City? I didn't even know he was there.
Anyway, Tom knows how to stir people up.
Well, beats me. What can they say to each other that's worth calling long distance? Money he spends, he could buy his own pigeon.
I miss you so much.
Was it Tom?
Mm-hmm.
What did he have to say?
Oh, nothing special. He wanted to know what I was wearing. He's lonesome for me.
Well, that sounds pretty special to me. What did Dick's letter say?
Oh, letter. Let's see. He got a raise.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to get married.
You?
Yes.
What are you going to say?
Well, I don't know. Oh, well, I don't have to make up my mind right now anyway.
You're a lucky girl, you know. Have two fine boys like Tom and Dick crazy about you.
Well, at least Dick was crazy about me last Sunday night when he wrote this letter. But I know Tom is crazy about me right now. I just heard him say so. Wish Dad could understand that.
Well, Tom's the new generation.
Oh, don't I know it? Listen.
Dad's barbershop quartet.
That heavenly hour courting those old-fashioned ways, traveling one horse power in those good old horse and buggy days. Those horse and buggy days.
Well, that's Dad, all right. He's still living in those good old horse and buggy days.
Just in some ways.
Well, he is about Tom phoning me.
Dear, when Daddy was young, people mostly talked long distance only in emergencies. But he'll catch up. He has in other ways. There are 2 cars out there in our garage. No horses.
Well, I just hope he doesn't get excited when Tom phones again Friday night.
Oh, Friday, Daddy will be busy. The quartet's having a dress rehearsal for the charity show. They're doing their old-fashioned telephone number.
Oh.
I've got a new job.
Tom, I'm so happy for you.
It's just the kind I've been wanting. But I won't take it unless you'll marry me and come along. Will you, honey?
Well, I don't know what to say.
Say yes.
Yahoo! Hey, mister, you forgot your change.
It's all yours. Now, I can tell this is the best show we've ever had. Now, the one last year, but this has more polish.
Listen. Tom proposed, and I said yes.
And if we get one?
Well,
What? Did you hear that, fellas? My daughter Harriet's engaged. Let me at that telephone.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to tell all the folks. That's what I'm going to do.
We'll be getting out printed announcements.
Oh, that's too slow for relatives and close friends. Come on, get me Emily in Fond du Lac. Get him.
Back is 414.
And then I want Atlanta.
He wants Atlanta.
Then Boston, Dallas, and San Diego.
Boston, Dallas, San Diego.
And Wapakoneta.
I've got a honey baby t'other side of town. I talk to her upon the telephone. I just can't see her every day, but I'll be bound I won't let her forget she's mine alone. Mine alone. You bet I've got her number. She's got mine as well. A long, a short, a long, I'm on her line. Then with thanks to Mr. Alexander Graham Bell, why, this is what I say to baby mine. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. My baby. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. Oh, baby. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, and you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. My baby. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. Oh, baby. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, and you'll be left alone.
Special delivery.
Thank you.
Telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Excuse me, will you, fellas? Be right back.
Hey, guys, once more on that stage.
Emily.
My heart's on fire.
Emily?
Stan, a little more schmaltz on a harmony. Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
Baby, my heart's on fire.
Dear James, Garber bought the St. Clair farm instead of ours. He liked our place better, but says the St. Clairs have a bigger wood lot. Why, he's crazy. St. Clair's is mostly scrub and locust, and ours is good oak and pine finishing lumber.
I know, you told me that, but did you tell Emily?
Well, no, honey. You see, I was in a hurry, and the...
Call you. It happened after I wrote. And it wouldn't have happened out the woodlot. He bought our farm after all.
So yeah, it's super splicey. So whoever, I think I know who did this. Like basically he clipped out things and he repurposed them for some experimental project he was doing. But boy, all the TV people in there, holy cow! Martin Milner, Jim Backus, Ellen Corby from the Waltons. She shows up at the end. And some of you who are younger, you're like, who are all those people? Well, sorry, I can't help you. You can look it up. Yeah, fascinating. You know, like most of these, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a jam handy because it definitely has that narrative, and there's two stories going on, and the people that go with the old technology, like telegram or letter, lose out to people who are using long distance. So that is fascinating to me. And coincidentally, the reason why I showed that is because of this next film, which is called Harmonize, which is about family dynamics, but they talk about the metaphor of a barbershop quartet, and I was like, what? That's like how, like crazy serendipity. So here is Harmonize, and I don't know if there's going to be Thurl Ravenscroft in this. Thurl Ravenscroft, in case you don't know, he had the deep voice. We assume that he had the deep voice that dubbed over Jim Backus. Thurl Ravenscroft, of course, was Tony the Tiger in commercials, and he also was in many a men's chorus. Shows up, does the voices, some voices in Disney cartoons. Really phenomenal. Oh, and he did the Grinch. He sang the Grinch song, of course. All right, so here's Harmonize. Enjoy.
And this character would tell us this dumb story, and he would keep saying, and another mouse came and took a grain of wheat and went away, and another mouse came, stop, Daddy, stop it, stop it. He was just as bad as that storyteller.
Great, 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 great grandfather Wog went hunting one day. And he took along his two daughters, Jog and Cod. And before long, why, they killed a pig. And they were bringing it home when a great big storm came up, and lightning flashed and the thunder rolled, and all of a sudden the lightning bolt hit a tree right beside them. And Grandfather Wog was so scared, he threw the pig over his shoulder into some brush, and he and the girls ran and hid in the rocks. Well, the lightning set the pile of brush on fire, and they thought that their pig was all burned up because the flames licked around it. Well, when the fire died down, they went over and poked around, and there was just a black carcass, but something smelled awfully good. And Grandfather Wog stuck out his finger and he touched the pig, and it burned it. But some of the pieces of skin stuck to his fingers, and they tasted so good that he touched it again and burnt. But my, that tasted good. And they discovered that burned pig was the best thing they'd ever tasted. And this was the beginning of cooking. I used to tell my kids stories about prehistory because this was something they enjoyed. And I told them for, long, long time, several years when they could catch me. And finally, my imagination began to run dry, so that the only way I could think of to make them stop asking for Wog stories was to kill them off. So I had horrible death for each and every one of them. The worse the death, the more they liked it. In a sense, my kids have died off. They're grown now. They're young adults. And the stories that we told in those days are, in a sense, helping keeping those small kids alive in our memories.
I think one of the things we admire most about our father is his storytelling ability, and it's something that we talk about a lot, even with our friends, telling them what a great talent our dad has, and we try and emulate, but we don't come off anywhere near as good as he does.
And another grasshopper came and took a grain of wheat, and another grasshopper came and took a grain of wheat and went away. And he went on and on and on.
A story my dad used to tell us when we were small children was the story of a king who loved to have stories told him, but he hated to have them in. As a result, he'd chop off people's heads, and this was very discouraging. One young man, though, because of love for the king's daughter, came up to the king with a story that he said would never end.
Another grasshopper came, took a grain of wheat. The guy says, I'll give you the fortune, I'll give you the treasure, just stop the story, don't tell me any more of that. And so the guy got his fortune and got away with his head.
I don't remember it being just a fortune. I thought it was to get the fair princess, and how it was a mouse that found a crack in the stone walls and crawled back out, and another mouse crawled in and took a grain of wheat and went away. Another mouse crawled in and took a grain of wheat and went away. And this character would tell us this dumb story, and he would keep saying, and another mouse came and took a grain of wheat and went away, and another mouse came, stop, Daddy, stop! And another mouse took a grain of wheat and went away, and another mouse took a grain of wheat and went away. Stop it!
Storytelling. To me, if they took that away and didn't add anything else, there probably wouldn't have been much of a relationship of child with father.
Give us the chords, Nancy, so we can get our keys.
Down Virginia?
You got your key? You know where he starts?
Where?
Boy, that is getting to be a fire.
Can you feel the heat down there, Fer?
Well, I can feel it well. It was about 100 years, exactly 100 years ago today, that Cindy was born. I don't ask her if she can remember that, because maybe she can't. But she was born under a Christmas tree. All right. You see, Mother had wanted a sister, but she had 5 brothers, and I think that 5 is a good many brothers in one family, between you and me, but don't quote me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cindy. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, come on, let's blow. Cindy's got to make her wish.
Susie, what's your wish? Tell me your wish. All right, I'll get it for her. I'll give it to you when she gets it.
Blow.
Okay.
Ready?
You got a wish. She said she wished she had some ice cream. Helen asked if her mother would give her a sister for a Christmas present. Everything was all fixed for the Christmas surprise. There was Cinderella sitting on the floor, and she was all ready to go with Helen. Then, when Helen grew up, she married a man named Henry Crew, Dr. Henry Crew. And they lived at Haverford for a year. Then they went to California, and I was born in California. Cinderella was always with us. I have a photograph of myself, went to sleep on her shoulder once. They thought that was rather funny, too. Well, then, in our family, there were 3 children, myself, and Mildred, and Edwin, William, Billy, we called him. And Billy was an unfortunate one, I think. I'm not telling you tales out of school. He caused her to break her nose off.
I guess through the years, it gotten kind of run down and lost her nose again. And I remember a neighbor across the road from us who painted her up with a new nose, and the paint job she has now is the work of Mrs. Graves. Now that the children are bigger, I was asking them, what do you remember, childhood memories? And Nancy here came up with a story that I think is appropriate.
What's that?
Oh, well, the Christmas, she asked us which Christmas we remembered the best, or which one meant the most to us, and the one that struck me was the Christmas that we all came down, and all of our dolls had brand new dresses. Their hair had been washed and had bows in them, and all of our animals had new noses or eyes, or whatever was missing had been mended and repaired. And that just, to me, meant a lot. And Cindy was there as queen among all of our dolls, too. As Mom said, when she was a little kid, Cindy was sort of the ruling one among theirs. Well, that's always been the same in our family, that with all of our dolls, Cindy's the queen. She's the top. And then Mom said, well, it was funny that I'd remember that one because that was the Christmas that they hadn't had the money to do anything more.
Yeah, it was a Christmas we were very limited on funds and wondering how to stretch around 5 kids, thinking it would be a very skimpy Christmas, and she remembers it as the best Christmas of her childhood.
I married into this family. Family has a lot of tradition. It's got a little of this and that. It's got history. It's a family that's brought many traditions along with it. Some of them may be good, some are very, very interesting, and many of them are a bit strange.
I presume one reason she's important is because she's unbreakable, because she's lasted that long. And we've made a sort of woven a character and a history about her. And she is like a person. I think she's old now and steadfast, and see, her face doesn't change. She still looks as young as ever.
It starts off, oranges and lemons say the bells of St. Clement's.
Have you a farthing, say the bells of St. Martin?
No, you
owe me
a
2
farthing.
farthings.
A farthing, say the bells of St. Martin.
When will you pay me? Say the bells of
Bailey.
Old Bailey.
It's gotta be Bailey.
I'm sure I don't know, says the great bell at Bow.
My husband, 2 daughters, and I have a tradition of celebrating St. Groon's Day. It started, 7, 8 years ago when our older daughter was in high school and happened to love raisins and prunes. And one very dull day, we were sitting around talking about the old nursery rhyme, oranges and lemons say the bells of St. Clement's. I owe you 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. And all of a sudden the line got in, raisins and prunes, say the bells of St. Groon's. And that was the beginning of St. Groon's Day. So every year in late February or early March, when The days are pretty dreary and dull. I set the table with the good chinaware and everything, make a good dinner and declare it St. Groon's Day. It really isn't a big festival, but it's just kind of fun and it cheers up a dreary season.
Hi! Oh, there's an adjective that's used to describe our family, and it's silly. I mean, St. Groon's Day is silly. The whole Raisins and Prunes Day, the bells of St. Groon, that is silly. There's no doubt about it. And we're not silly all the time. But on the other hand, it's a release. It's a form of humor. And I enjoy it very much.
Okay! Boardwalk. Boardwalk, you owe me.
The only one with a hotel!
It's not really a group silliness. You know, nobody says, hey, let's all be silly now. I mean, it's my mother's original silliness. Because, I mean, the thing is that she could pull this whole deal off about St. Groon's on us. And, well, first we thought she was being straight about it, that there really was a St. Groon's because nobody else in our family knows from saints. It's an outgrowth of all of our personalities.
Looks like a good meal tonight.
Should be.
Yeah, happy St. Groon's Day.
Happy St. Groon's Day. Raisins and prunes and the bells of St. Groon.
Take for a ride in your car, car. Take for a ride in your car, car. Take for a ride, take for a ride, take for a ride in your car, car.
Debbie and I first met up in southern Vermont, and we were both traveling around and playing a lot of music and doing a lot of different things. And out of that evolved a friendship, and we had a lot of adventures together. And through all these adventures, we started making things up as we went along. We had a lot of fun and started giving numbers to the adventures. Venture 1, so-and-so happened, Venture 2.
Here we are on adventure number 563.
562.
All right, 562, in which Dennis and Debbie get in this old beat-up car. Dennis does some creative driving. He's trying out the other side of the road. And sing a few songs. Go to White's Ferry, and where are we going, Ben?
Well, Waterford after White's Ferry.
Take for a ride in your car, car. Take for a ride in your car, car. Take for a ride, take for a ride, take for a ride in your car, car. Take for a ride with your hat on. Take for a ride with your hat on. Take for a ride, take for a ride, take for a ride with your hat on. Horn goes, horn goes, beep, beep. Take for a ride in your beep, beep.
Well, we're not a family in the traditional sense of being married and kids. We have a lot of rituals that we've developed over the past years. We pack the car in a certain way when we go out. We're always singing certain songs, even at certain points on the road. And these are the kind of things that a family develops over years of being together, and we as friends have developed just over years.
Well, when we have 100 anniversaries, we have 100 adventures, we have an anniversary. And the 100th one is a chocolate anniversary. And 200 is maple syrup, right?
Right.
What's 300?
Ice cream.
Ice cream at Steve's Ice Cream.
Yep.
Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Unlimited ice cream.
Spent so much time together that we almost might as well have been married, you know, in some level. And just did everything together. And you know, we were married in our adventures, kind of. I don't know how to explain it.
All right. Okay?
Heart of my heart, I love that melody.
Sometimes I pretend that my brother is a radio. It's a good way to control him. See, when I want to turn him on, I pull his nose. And when I want to turn him off, I push in his nose. And to change channels, I pull his ears. You see? It works very well. Put the lime in the coconut and put it all together. Put the lime in the coconut and mix it all up. Put the lime in the coconut and put it all together. See, I can change his channel like this. Well, the Bullets won the game 53-0. And now we have the news. And the Rangers have absolutely smeared the Redskins 30 35 to 21. Let's hear another song. Shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa pop. Bam.
As far as I know, my older sister, invented a radio technique of controlling her young, bratty sister. When we walked to school in the morning, she would pretend that I was a radio and that I had the controls in the top of my head. There was a knob which turned me off. That was her ultimate control. And there was a knob that changed the program if she was bored with whatever I was talking about. And there was a knob for volume, I remember that, so she could make me quieter. And I thought it was a wonderful game, and she had perfect control over this babbling brook that went on alongside her. That was the way.
I wish I could institute that with George when he and I go out walking.
You should try
together.
it. It's a marvelous idea.
Now, what type of leftovers do we have? We have pizza, two portions. 1, 2. What's this? Let's take off the top and check.
We have something in our family which we call Ellen's Greasy Spoon, which was a way of serving leftover foods when we only had enough of each for one portion. I got the kids interested in helping when we called it a restaurant, and they would write up a menu, serve it, clean up afterwards.
It's potato and something. But don't put the potato in, it's rotten. Oh, they like rotten potatoes. Oh, would you shut up? Put it down, Okay, here's the menu. What do you got?
Oh, such good service. I'll have, I think, some shrimp.
Can I look
Is
at the
there
menu
enough
with
shrimp for me?
Yeah. I think there's only a portion now.
Oh, how about it? You want
can have
shrimp?
the shrimp.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'd like shrimp.
Well, we think it's only fair when the grown-ups are working very hard that the children should have their share of the work.
Can we get the rye bread with butter?
So that when I'm too tired to cook, I think it's nice for the kids to know how to cook and to prepare a meal for us occasionally. And now they can, and they can cook for themselves, and they can cook for us. And they don't grumble about it too much.
In what shape is that potato?
Rotten, but... Yeah.
Oh, you do such a good selling job.
They think all potatoes are rotten.
For future reference, reheated pizza loses something.
After the nightclub closes, he goes back into the nightclub, and it's all dark, and he's feeling very, very blue and sorry for himself.
We have something of a tradition in our family of telling movies.
And his friend...
Ellen could never remember children's stories, but she could remember Casablanca.
Sorry. And he asks if he can do anything for his boss. And the boss says, "Play it, Sam." And Sam pretends not to know what he means. What Humphrey Bogart wants to hear is the song that he used to hear when he and Ingrid Bergman were courting. Da-dum, da-da-da-dum, that song. Right. And Sam pretends not to know. He plays a different song. And Humphrey Bogart's very annoyed because he wants to hear that song. And he gives Sam instructions again to play that song. And Sam pretends not to know. And then, to get the song he wants to hear, Humphrey says, "Play it, Sam."
Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart, brings back a memory. When we were kids on the corner of the street, we were rough and ready guys, but oh how we could harmonize.
I can't harmonize to it.
Heart of my heart, meant friends were dearer then. Too bad we had to part. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen to that gang that sang Heart of my heart, of my heart.
We should do our chord. We should do our chord on that last note while Dad does that.
Yeah, how about that?
I'll try to keep my same note.
Well, that's all right. To that gang that sang
Sang Heart of my heart, of my heart. No, it sure doesn't.
1976. So, yeah, it's easy to kind of pick on this very corny family, but it is, I don't know, it captures something that you just don't see. I mean, the family, weird rituals that are related to a specific family, that when you explain it to other people, they're like, what? My family never did that. That's the thing I like. It makes me happy to see that. And also the fact you had two different siblings talk about the radio game. And I feel like that's something I did with my sister. My sister was younger than me. And we had a lot of travel in our car and only had AM radio. And so I'm sure we did a variation on that game. But wow, 2 Barbershop Quartet films. How about that? That just coincidentally transferred within a couple of days of each other. Had no idea. But thank you for watching. So we've been slowly moving stuff back into what I call the film vault, which is the renovated basement at the archive. And what I've been doing is going through and pulling out titles. I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And it bodes very well. This is a collection that I hadn't really gone through because it was off-site. And so right off the bat, we're beginning to see the benefits of that, of being able to... Moving the films, especially in this heat, is a big pain in the butt. But what it means is that I can go through and pull some things out and say, well, I wonder what this is. I wonder what this is. And then scan it, and then you guys get to see it. So eventually, hopefully by the end of summer, we'll be back at the archive space, and I'll have a more formalized place that I'll be doing my streaming shows like I did about a year ago. And we'll be doing that more. We'll be pulling films from the vault, scanning them, watching them together for the first time. So thank you so much for watching. Nathan, thank you so much for the donation via the Super Thanks button. You can also support us via ko-fi.com/avgeeks or patreon.com/avgeeks, or just hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. And, watch tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll show you some more stuff. Thanks, everybody. It means a lot to show films to folks like you and to see your comments. And we will see you soon. Take care.